Hey, good morning. Chuck here with Apple James. Let's take a look at what it really takes to install a downspout drain. This is in the heavy red clay in North Carolina, and we're going to use the trencher for the bulk of the job. The guys are going to dig the lateral. Those are the lines that come from the downspouts out to the main line. But the trencher does the bulk of the work. If you're going to do this yourself, I strongly suggest that you rent a trencher. So before you start to use the trencher, very important, call 811. That is the number to locate all the underground utilities because you don't want to cut those as you're trenching, especially the gas line. It really only takes a few minutes to learn how to run the trencher, and you'll be running this just like a pro. So for the do-it-yourselfer, like I said, rent a trencher. It's about $100 for the day. Well worth it. I mean, it saves you so much time and labor. Excavator will work, but it's a lot slower and it's a lot more money. But the trencher will make quick work of this. Some other really helpful tips is try to start your project in the early morning before it gets hot. I mean, here it's relatively cold here in the morning, but by afternoon it's going to be up in the 90s and it will wear you out. You become dehydrated, all those things that you understand about being hot and sweaty. You can actually see some of the locator's lines there. You see that orange line? That's telephone and cable. And like I said, once they're marked, you have to trust your locator. And then you can just go ahead and trench as best you can, as fast as you want. You'll have this knocked out in less than a few hours. Of course, the hard part really is putting it all together, cleaning up, and then covering it up for the install. Okay, so this is the last section of pipe to trench. I'm going to go ahead and also cut the lateral here because the guys are still working out front. I can get pretty close with the trencher. If you're going to do this and you're not familiar with your trencher, dig that by hand. As you dig the lateral, dig that by hand. You know, I've been trenching for 30 plus years, so pretty good at what we do. Okay, now we're ready to go ahead and start laying some pipe. We're going to start here at the very front downspout. And what we're doing is we're making the measurements for the PVC. We're going to have a downspout adapter coming down to a 4-inch 90 and a small lateral that comes out from that 90, which we'll connect our corrugated to. This is perfect. It's the best way to install a downspout. A good sharp hacksaw really makes a difference when you're cutting PVC because PVC is very rigid pipe. The sharper the saw, the easier this will be. Of course, you could use a sawzall, but the hacksaw gives you a very precise cut. You'll also notice that I use the hacksaw to transfer measurements. That makes it so easy for you to connect pieces of pipe together. Simply transfer the measurement from your hacksaw to the pipe you're going to cut, and then snap them together. Don't worry too much about trying to line up the downspout perfectly straight at this point because you're still adding more pipe. Just get your connections together, snap them tight, let it lean up against whatever, and go ahead and continue to lay pipe. Cleaning off the burrs of the PVC is pretty important because it's a very tight fit. So make sure you have a good clean pipe before you try to snap it together. You want it to slide all the way in to the inside of that fitting. Once that's done, you're pretty much ready to continue to lay the rest of this pipe. We're using corrugated to run the rest of the line, and that's fine. We have great downhill fall. This line will last forever. Always double check that you have good downhill flow. You might need to clean a little bit more with your hand shovel, but now we're connecting the second downspout, one more downspout to connect, and then we'll continue to lay the pipe all the way out to where it discharges. You can see Derek cutting the pipe. I know I've sped the video up, but it's exactly the same as the first one. Use your saw as your measurement, transfer, set it up, cut the 2 pipes, and you're ready to lay the rest of this line. Okay, we're going to snap our T in place. We're just cutting things, measuring them out. You can see how deep we are in that trench. We've got tremendous fall going out back, and this line is going to work so good. And this is a project that you guys can easily do yourself, I promise, and you can truly save thousands of dollars by doing it yourself. A few final connections. Now we're ready to backfill. Just use your shovel and your rake, push that dirt, pull it over on top of the pipe, and you are done. You could take a little bit of soil away, but it will settle. I promise it'll settle, and you'll have a nice flat yard in just a few weeks.
Time to load the trencher.
You can kind of see just by the shadows of the day. This job took us about 2 hours, and I would say that it would take one person maybe 4 to 6 hours if you worked at it, straight and did not stop to take any breaks. Granted, it is a lot of work, but you can truly save thousands of dollars if you do this yourself.
Hey, this is Chuck with Apple Drains, reminding you that if you believe you can do something, I guarantee you can do it. Have a great day.